Hey guys, welcome. It's Asher Ao. Welcome to the Starting Million Show. I'm your host, Asher Ao. So that was kind of the first thing happened. It's like suddenly the music paused. I'm like, "Wait, what happened? Technical issues. This is how we know it's live. But anyway, guys, welcome to the show. So for my upcoming guest is just to give you a little bit of feedback, not say feedback, a little bit of context for myself. I used to be in the financial services industry as well. So I kind of have a little bit of knowledge into this, but it's been a long time since I've been in it. However, what I know about it is in order to reach the standard that he has achieved, right, it does take a fair amount of work. And for me, I never didn't reach it. Okay, and I know it's one of the standards to really meet, so that you are well taken care of, and it's also proof that you're also taking care of the customers who are with you well enough. So anyway, that's a little bit about me, and I'm going to introduce him in a while. But what I'm going to be asking him later, I'm going to ask him a little bit about what did he do to achieve this thing called the MDRT, right? The $1 million roundtable status, and what did he do differently compared to the other years to achieve this year he achieved it, he's the court of the table status. So later we'll talk a little bit about that and how challenging was it, when the pandemic hit, and perhaps just a little bit more. So without further ado, so I'm going to bring him on in a while. See you guys in a bit.
You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You make me win in every way. Win in every way. You show me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way.
So Leon has been in the financial service industry with almost a decade of experience. He joined this industry when he first graduated with Bachelor of Science honors in banking and finance and has never looked back. He achieved qualifying member of the internationally prestigious $1 Million Roundtable, MDRT, for 4 years, including COT for the year 2021. He's an associate financial service manager in PIAS, looking into growing his team, grooming new financial advisors, and to make a difference in people's lives. He strongly believes that everyone can be wealthy enough through proper planning and consistent action. He values work-life balance and aims to have a work-life balance so he can enjoy the fruits of his labor with his loved ones. So, without further ado, allow me to bring onto the screen my friend Leon. Hey man, welcome.
Hi Asher, hey, thanks for having me. Hi everybody.
Welcome, man. All right, so
Thanks,
guys,
thanks.
if you're watching with live, any of your friends, feel free to leave a comment, hashtag live, right? All right, just to give some support to Leon here together as well. So I think you've done definitely a fair amount of Zoom meetings, but is this your first time doing a live stream like this?
Yeah, it's my first time doing live stream, so actually I'm a bit nervous.
You'll
Yeah,
be fine,
probably.
man. You'll be fine.
Yeah, just afraid later I say the wrong things and then my compliance come after me.
Okay. If that happens, let me know. I'll just kind of edit stuff out into the recording. All right. So anyway, but I'm pretty sure you've been in this for a while, so I'm very sure that you'll be fine. So yeah, guys, if you're watching again, once more, leave a hashtag comment live. You're watching together here. Let's just say hi. I'm here so that we can let Leon know. All right. And also, smash the like button, smash the heart button, just to show him some support. All right. So Leon, without further ado, man. Okay, I think a lot of people, were new to you, right? We are not familiar with who you are. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Okay, sure. Probably I'll start with my background first. I think Asher just now, Leon did a very good introduction about myself. So actually, my name is Leon. So as Asher introduced earlier on, I've been in the financial service industry for almost a decade. So actually, this is my first career ever since I graduated from my banking and finance bachelor degree. So currently, I'm an associate financial service manager representing PIS, and I also completed my chartered financial consultant accreditation this year, and also I'm waiting for my parchment certificate before I can start use my CHSC title under my business card. So
Mm.
I have achieved 3 years of MDRT and 1 year of COT, which is this year. Okay. So before I share a little bit more about myself, I just want to hear from Asher. So can I
Mm.
know what is your impression of me, probably when you first knew me?
Wow, when I first knew you, you were quiet, man. You were really quiet. So before that, I just want to acknowledge Yolanda. Hi, you're here. Yolanda, say hi to you and to me as well.
Hey, hi Yolanda.
Welcome. And Pei Ying, welcome. Hey, hi, Leon.
Hey, hi
Let's
Ping.
see. Yeah, so okay, my impression of you are quiet, and that's the main thing that stuck with me. All right, you're just a very quiet guy, just doing his own thing. And I think then afterwards, because by the time we got to know each other a little bit, I was already doing a fair amount of traveling. So we didn't really get to connect much. But then suddenly, like this year, out of the blue, there's a now I hear that you hit COT. I'm like, wow, that's a nice surprise, and I'm pretty happy because it is a tough year, really. Because I think a lot of financial services this year, usually you need to do a lot of face-to-face meetings, right? Afterwards,
Yeah,
that's
that's right.
kind of like the modus operandi. But now you can't, you can't. Hey, you want to meet up for coffee, whatever kind, you can't. So in that case, suddenly you were still able to achieve it amid some very very difficult times. So uh that wasn't the question, but that was that's how why I got you onto the show and what I wanted to learn about from you as well, just to get a little bit update what's has happening. So yeah, so my impression of you, very quiet, and then afterwards the rest was just a very long answer to a very short question.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Asher. Thanks for sharing your impression on me. So, okay, now I share a bit more about myself. So, okay,
Mm.
for those who have known me probably or knew me long enough, I think they can agree that I am actually quite a quiet person. I'm actually an introvert and and a shy one. So sometime during the midst of appointment, you can see my face turn red or go blush. Yeah, that's me lah. So I'm a quite a shy person. And back then, I also have a low self-esteem. And but then deep in my heart, I know that I like to build relationship with people, and I want to help people that is around me. So and probably when I start to speak to some of my secondary school friend or even poly friend, they were quite shocked. Hey, why are you in this industry? I thought financial advisor are very extroverted, confident, and probably dynamic. So yeah, they got a shot lah. So after joining this industry, I also learned to be a bit more courageous and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So yeah, today I also pushing out myself out of my comfort zone. My
Awesome,
first live
man.
show. Yeah, and also learn to speak up more. And I now start to have a higher self-esteem of myself and confident about what am I doing. So even though right now I'm still a work in progress, I believe day by day I'm emerge out to be a better person. Yeah,
All
that's a little bit
right.
about myself.
Awesome, thank you. And then Priscilla is saying over here, well done, Leon. You did Vertex Group proud. Next interview, achieve TOT. Yeah.
That's my boss.
Your boss. Hi, boss.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll make sure that he will say the correct things. Yes, TOT, TOT. All right. So yeah. So everything will be compliant. Will definitely be compliant, right? I know because the financial services in Singapore very careful about the things we need to say. But
Yeah.
we're here to learn from you as well. But yeah. So thank you for sharing your background. All right. So now one thing I want to ask you, right? You probably mentioned a little bit earlier already, right? But what made you really decide to join the financial service industry?
Mm, okay. Okay. So quite a long story, but then let me summarize and cut it short lah. So, okay. Why I joined is that probably first thing is that due to my unhappy childhood memories last time, I'm quite low self-esteem. I don't confident in myself, so I tend to find security in materialistic things like owning asset, money, all these things. So and then during my university days, I always keep thinking about, hey, how can I have a head start in my career? How can I make more money when I graduated, and so I can start to uh, buy my own car, buy my own house, travel around the world, yeah, and probably get married and marry and settle down early lah. So, but then at the same time, I also have this vision in my mind that uh, I like getting clients to sign on the dotted line. So whenever I think about it, there's a sense of satisfaction coming out lah. So that's why I start to explore financial service industry during my year two of my studies. But then back then, due to my introverted and shy nature, I'm also wondering how can I even survive in such a competitive industry. There's a lot of financial advisors out there, and a lot of people are definitely way better than me. Okay,
Right.
so during that period of time, I also just to get to know Jesus, and I pray to God. So I ask God, God, if you are really there, please show me sign that this is the industry for me. And then true enough, God have shown me the way by placing people in my life, and He have opened up doors of opportunity for me and allowed me to meet help people and probably and also impact their lives lah. So
Mm.
then this is where how I get started in this industry. So right now, aside building a career for myself, I also start to see why God had called me out in this industry 10 years ago.
Right. So thanks for sharing that. So I'm curious, what did you do before this though?
Before what? Sorry.
Before you decide to join the financial services?
Okay, before that, I'm schooling full time. During my school holiday, my internship period, I went to work in banks. So I worked in the middle office of bank. Back then, I worked in Maybank and UOB. And I thought that going to bank will earn me high incomes. But then apparently I was wrong. Like, you must be in the frontliner, usually frontliner,
Mm.
or you must be the high flyer, or you are the investment bankers. And probably you earn the high income. So I'm thinking, wow, jialat, my probably I'm unable to achieve my goal lah. Because back then I'm very materialistic, I would say so.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
but it does make sense because someone working in the bank tends to, you can see the money but it's not yours. Or you count the
yeah.
money but it's not your money. So hey Aloysius, thanks for coming in. All right,
High
so
losses.
right. So cool. We got more people coming in. All right. So okay. So that thanks for sharing the story of why you go decide to join. I agree. I think having seeing someone sign the dotted line, that brings a certain thrill, right? It's
Yeah,
just proof that whatever you've been doing before makes sense because it doesn't. No one will just sign on the dotted line for fun because
yeah, yeah,
it is a long term commitment. So to get
yeah,
someone to do that, especially for someone who is introverted, right, and then to get them to do this, to commit the long term, it does bring a sense of satisfaction. I agree. So now for yourself though, what
yeah.
is your own goal for your own personal your business and yourself?
Okay, currently my own goal for my business, the main one is to follow God's calling that I have placed
Mm,
in my life. So I believe I'm being placed right now in this comfortable position is for a reason. Yeah, like I mentioned back then, I value security a lot, financial security. So now God has made me in a way quite comfortable at my current position.
mm,
So I think it's my time for me to fulfill God's calling on my life. So first thing is that I have to continue helping my clients and also make an impact in their life. Impact, the impact that I'm referring to is probably to empower them by helping them to achieve their financial goal. And aside from that, if let's say due to any unfortunate scenario that will derail them from their current financial goal, I'm also able to assist them by handing them a paycheck, so their family standard of living will not be affected lah. Okay, and so far I did my own records keeping. That since 2016 until 31st December 2020, I have assisted my clients to process a total of 1,264 claims, and that amount to 1,072,000 so far. So I feel that every successful claims I assisted my clients is like equivalent to some form of help to them in the time of needs. So I personally feel that no matter how small the amount is being paid out, the amount has touched the lives of my client in one way or another. Yeah. And then also another goal in my business right now is that it's for me to be a guiding star. Okay, God
mm,
has shown me a vision that I will be a guiding star to train out new financial advisor and probably to build out my own team. And then my fellow financial advisor will be able to share the same vision as me and continue to love people fervently and help more lives and families. And then this will also help me to multiply my efforts on helping people.
mm.
So concurrently, by helping my financial advisor to help people, I also hope to transform their life by empowering them to provide a more comfortable living for themselves and also their family member. So probably
Mm.
that is my goal right now for my business.
Awesome, man. That's kind of a very good positive upward spiral of, positivity and financial blessings, abundance for everybody on the team. Fantastic. So also Greta, thanks for joining in as well. Thumbs up from Greta and
Hi,
Cindy
Greta.
also, and also like thumbs up and
Hi,
claps.
Cindy.
All right. So yeah, you got lots of fans here with you here to support. Okay, fantastic. Now let's get into finding out a little bit about your journey, right? So I'll just find out a little bit about your journey, right? So how long did you work for before you actually reach your first MDRT?
Okay, I got my first
Oh, hold
MDRT
on. Sorry,
on.
I just want to I just want to check something before I ask
Yeah.
them that because I think there's a lot of some people might not know what is MDRT and COT and those whatever TOT, right? So just maybe to clarify, just to give a bit of context, because there are some people who don't know what this is, right? Just going to flash it on the screen over here. These are some of the requirements in Singapore in SGD. right? So you need to actually these are you like commission, income, and premium. So you need to achieve these levels, all right? So perhaps maybe you can just have to clarify what is this MDRT and COT and TOT for folks like us who have no idea or not too familiar with these things.
Okay, so basically MDRT is like an international kind of awards. The awards are probably the top few percentage of the financial advisor globally. So I try to do some research on what is the top, how many percent they're referring to. But then I cannot find it on the MDRT website. But then I heard it through from coaches, trainer. They usually mention it's the top 5% that qualify for the MDRT. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you are looking at COT, it's probably at the top 3%, and TOT will be looking at probably the top 1%. So that's
Mm.
how they differentiate. So and also
Okay.
MDRT and COT and TOT, as you can see, they actually show the different numbers. So for probably for example, recurring member who have qualified for MDRP before. So in order to hit example MDRT or even COT, you need to hit either one of it, either the commission, the income, or the premium category. So for me myself, I hit the income category.
Mm. Oh, okay. So you hit for the year itself, you hit $363,000.
Yeah, for the income category.
Fantastic, guys. So
Yeah.
I know once we say this, people's brains are start to calculate already straight away. Okay, how much is EMA? How much is one? Straight away, automatic. Okay, so suffice to say, enough. There's a fair amount of money over there. All right, but
I would say
I'm a
it's,
bit
it's a
curious.
comfortable position. Comfortable
Oh,
position
it's
to be in.
definitely comfortable. So a question I have over here to clarify. So what's the difference between commission and income? Because they aren't they pretty much the same thing in premium, or what are these?
Okay, commission is referring to first year commission, FYC. So the first year commission that you earn, that let's say just now Ashton show is 209,000
Mhm.
and 700 that you qualify for the new business this year. So I mean last year, you will qualify for this COT using commission method. But then for me myself, I'm using the income method because I have been in the business for quite a while. So I have
Mm,
my new business for last year and also my recurring income for the year before that. I built over the years. So that's why I qualified using the income method by the years of so-called works that I've done before and
cool.
plus
Thank you
my
for
first year
clarifying.
commission. Mm.
Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate it. So I think this was Priscilla saying this for what you were saying earlier. Well said, Leon. And a thumbs up from Catherine and great advice from Dan Casillo. All right.
Hey, hi
So,
Dan.
all
Dan
right.
is my friend.
Fantastic. I think we're all friends. We're all friends, but yes, Dan is a friend. Okay, so good. All right, so all right, how this is a question I was asking you. So how long did you work for before you reached your first MDRT?
Okay, so I get my first MDRT on 2014. So it's based on a 2013 production. So back then I was about second year in my industry, in the industry.
Wow.
Back
Mhm.
then I'm still young, probably at 25 years old, very energetic and a lot of warm contacts to follow up with. So that's around second year of my career lah, that I got my
Mhm.
first MDRT.
Okay, all right. So that means from second year you already reached it. Then okay, so on the next question I have over here, right? So what did you do to maintain your MDRT status for 4 years? Now I understand there was a break in between, right?
Yeah,
In between
yeah.
to between them. Okay, so can you just let me know what are the years that you qualified for it?
Okay, can. So, okay, the first one was 2014. Second
Mhm.
one was 2015. Then the third one was 2020. And then the fourth one was 2021, which is the recent one, which I got COT. So,
Mm.
actually, I want to share is that I have made some mistake in my career lah. So that's why you can see there's a break in terms of MDRT. So probably I'll share my mistakes so people can probably learn about it and then don't follow
Yeah.
my footpath. Okay. So back then when I was young, I focused too much on getting new clients and new business. So and you all know that it's very costly to probably get a new client in. And if
Mhm.
you're relying on warm market, you will exhaust your warm lead market eventually. Yeah, it's not
Yep.
unlimited warm market. Definitely there's a cap to it. So back then I was focusing on a new clients, new business. I did not really focus building intimate relationship with my clients. which resulted in 2016, 2017, I did not really qualify for MDRT. So back then, after doing some reflection, and also God have shown me some vision around at 2017, I start to retweak my business model. So I start to focus on building client intimacy. So I look at how I can help people, how I can help people's life, how I can impact them and achieve their financial goal.
Mm.
So by changing my mindset, it does help me to get referral for my existing client because my client can feel that, hey, actually Leon is really trying to help me. He's not trying to out there to sell me something or trying to close me. So I think this kind of feeling your client can feel. So it helped me to create this thing called client stickiness. So now my client will always keep coming back looking for me, seek my advice, and also ask me for a financial review. So this helped me to get more quality growth and business. So I would suggest that if you guys made the same mistake like me previously, then I'll suggest that probably you can look at another perspective and how you can help your clients. I always believe that when I water others, God will water me back lah. So instead of chasing for the new business, now I go after how I able to impact people's life.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think it does make a whole lot of sense because, especially now, I think this is one of the which a question which I asked later with regards to the pandemic, right? So to hit this status, and it's not just relying upon yourself because there's only so far you can run by yourself. But it is when you work with other people, and then more importantly, helping them get what they need and what they want, then it helps you to get what you want, right? I think that was from Zig Ziglar, right? You can get what you want if you help enough people get what they want. So by serving their needs, serving themselves, and then truly serving them to get to your goal. Am I right?
Yeah. They definitely your clients will definitely help you back one way or another. It's like when you go for a nice meal and somewhere, you will definitely will share, tell your family, tell your friends, hey, here there's a good restaurant, and you'll start sharing words, and people will come looking for you. Yeah. So
Okay, I
that's
have a
what I
question.
believe.
This one is not really planned for, but when it comes to insurance, when it comes to financial services and insurance, right? There's always this concern, that if like someone, the insurance agent called you up, they say, hey, you're free to meet up. In the back of our head, because I was an agent before, in the back of our head, somewhere there's like some going to get me to review, going to get me to sell, whatever kind of stuff. So how do you deal with something like that?
Okay, what I did is that back at like I mentioned 2017, I started to retweak my business model. So what I did is that whenever my clients share with me about their financial objective they have, so what I will do is I will do out a report for them. So I'll tell them, hey, based on your current status right now, you are only able to achieve how many percent as above retirement? Probably you're at 20%, 30%. So I will do out this report and I will send it to them. So I'll tell them that, hey, next year we will do a review again, and then to see how well are you doing in terms of planning for retirement. So by doing this report, when I always I probably actually when I do this report, some of my clients didn't even okay, don't even need to reach out to my client. They call me instead. They text me instead. Hey, it's been 1 year. So can you help me to review my retirement goals? How am I doing this year? And what is the thing I need to do to reach my goal on time or even earlier? So I have clients start asking me for review rather than I keep asking them for review. But then of course some clients they may be busy with their works and then they forgotten. So I will do is that I will drop them an email or drop them a text, say that, hey, still remember last year we planned for this. So probably you want to do a review or do a financial health check, probably to understand how is your financial health doing. It's like you going for a health checkup. You definitely will want to go for a health checkup every 1 year or even 2 years once to understand how is your health doing. So same thing for financial health. So I will do out this report to show my client how high is that, like example, high cholesterol reading, diabetes reading, something like that. So so I will use this ratio, liquidity ratio, what is your standby ratio and stuff. So let them know that are they doing better year by year or are they getting worse year by year?
Okay, thanks for sharing that. I think it's also pretty important to know that, to hear that actually, that your clients are actually asking you instead, And I think that's a sign of trust that's being built. They know that
Yes.
you will be the one to help them, and without that trust itself, I don't think a lot of people will just ask you to review for them, knowing
Yeah.
that they are. But because now they know they're in a situation where they're asking you for help, and that you're in a situation where you're very willing to help them to make sure that they're on track, right? So it
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean, I'm not sure, but doesn't necessarily mean that if you review me straight, we need to buy something, because I
Yeah.
think a
That's
lot
right.
of people think is that, wow, review means need to pay money already. But if you were able to change that and help them with their financial health check, that makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I go in as a review point of view. I don't have the expectation that I'm going to close something in this meeting. So I just go in
Mm,
and then just share with them and recommend. So usually they will say, okay, so what do I need to do next? What can I do to probably reach my goal earlier or on time? If they cannot reach it on time, I have to be realistic to them. Say that probably you have to delay another 1 year or 2 years. So usually they
mm,
will want to take some action. If they don't take any action due to budget constraint, it's fine. The next year I can follow up with them. Anyway, when you have a pool of clients, you can slowly one by one follow up with them. You don't need to rush them to close some case or purchase something at that point of time.
mm. Awesome, awesome. And Yolanda is saying over here, that's true. Help others to be able to help themselves. Sharing knowledge is a blessing. And paying is saying over here, Dr. Lua. It is a diagnosis after all. So it is like a financial health check. So yeah, there is some kind of a diagnosis required. All right.
Yeah,
Now, this question was something that I wanted to ask you earlier.
yeah.
So the pandemic, okay, how challenging was it when the pandemic hit? You can't meet people, you can't have coffee with them, you're only limited to like Zoom or calls, whatever. And how challenging was it for you?
Okay. Definitely this period is very challenging, and no one have expected COVID to hit us lah. So, and I believe not just my business, all the other business also have been hit, and then they are disorientated at that point of time. So my usual way of meeting and doing KYC and fact finding all went haywire because we have to do it in person. So, and even back then the firm that I'm representing and the financial institution that we're partnering with take some time to adjust to all these new changes, and also they need to comply with the regulations. So once they comply with the regulation, then they allow us to carry out our business. So this resulted in actually more paper documentation to be done, and also because of we are not able to meet up our client in person, so we have
Mm-hmm.
to adapt and we have to so-called relearn also, and then we have to take advantage of technology and all the new software is being introduced to us. So after adapting the new technology, we tried to re-engineer our business process.
Mm,
And during this adjustment, it's a very painful period for me. So because it's like I have to relearn, unlearn, and then adjust my process. And then during this period, probably I have to say that there's probably no closure or very minimum closure during the circuit breaker period.
right.
Yeah, so that is in a way is one of the most challenging months lah in my career so far.
Mm-hmm.
That 3 months circuit breaker period.
Okay, okay. So definitely it was definitely very challenging. Even though it's very challenging, Christina is saying 帅.
Thanks, Christina.
All right. So it was a very challenging period of time,
Mm.
and so what did you do that kind of uh, help you come out of that? Because you can't meet people,
Mm.
everything all stopped. How did you overcome the challenge?
Okay, how I overcome the challenge is like just now I shared with you earlier on that about how I will tweak my business model. So after the end of the circuit breaker period, my business does pick up drastically. Why? Because my client start to come looking for me, and and also referral come looking for me from most of my clients. Because of the client intimacy I have built and the client stickiness I built over the years, it start to pay off. It helped me to generate actually most of my business uh at that year. Yeah,
Mm,
the first probably the second Q2 was not very smooth because of circuit breaker. But then Q3, Q4, wow, it's like suddenly explosion and that there's a lot of inquiries, a lot of clients come looking for me. So it's because the trust, I believe it's because of the trust that I have built over the years. This client stickiness and trust, it don't come instantly. It come with years of relationship, and it come with probably years of building. So this is why they come looking for me. And then at the same time, due to this COVID situation, my clients also unable to travel and
Mm.
then stuck at home. And then this allowed my clients to rethink actually what is important to them in their life. Some of them probably will think that, hey, I'm actually quite blessed that I have good health, I have my job security, I have my financial security. So this prompt them to think about it and then prompt them to sit down and then go through this planning with me together also. So probably that is one of the reason how it has helped me to achieve my COT for 2021.
Okay, so that was the question that was about to ask you next, which you've answered already. The biggest difference
Yeah,
in helping
yeah,
you achieve COT status in your fourth MDRT year was, the relationship that you've built, changing your strategy from just chasing new sales to properly to serving the people that you're already serving, being faithful with those who have already entrusted you with their
yeah,
money, with their business, with their lives, literally, financial life at
mm,
least, not their physical
yeah,
lives, but financial life. So this is where you that made the biggest difference just by being very careful and being faithful with them. Is that right?
yeah, yeah, that's right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything you wanted to add before I thought you wanted to say something.
Okay, wait, let me see if I have missed out anything.
This is how we know that we're being very prepared because we want to make sure that Leon is a very well prepared man. Make sure that what he wants to say is said.
Oh yeah, yeah. Another thing probably I want to add on is that in because of 2017, the way how I retweet my business, so it have helped me to be a bit more pandemic resilient.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's like the trust I mentioned earlier on, and also in a way is that uh some of my clients no matter pandemic or not, no pandemic, they will just come back to me every year. They just come back to me to
Hmm.
ask me for review, which I mentioned earlier on. So I find that by doing this over a period of time, keep building up, building up, building up, and building up, and building up. So it's like it has helped me to not to keep striving, but then it made me more of enjoying my work more. Yeah, so it made me help me to help so called able to overcome all this pandemic issue lah during the last
Hmm.
year.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing that. And also now, I have another question. I think this
Yeah,
was something when you mentioned during your when you introducing yourself about work
mm,
life balance, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
that's right.
the question I want to ask you this is how would you achieve work life balance? Because Singapore recently was ranked second in the most overworked city in the world, and I recall that there was you also mentioned that you were very overworked as well, right? So there's something I
Yeah,
recall you sharing, and yeah. So what how do you achieve this? And before that, Henry, welcome for coming and joining as well. Henry, thank you for coming in, and Ihan,
hi Henry.
hey, hello,
Hey,
you
hi
made it.
Ethan.
All right. Okay. So yeah, how would you achieve work-life balance when? Okay. Before that, again, guys, if you're watching this again, feel free to hit the like button, hit the love button, just smash that button. Right. I don't know what they call it. This is a trending thing. Right. I think they call it LNS like and share, like and share. Just feel free to do that to share with our different friends. All right. And of course to show Leon some love. Okay, because he's over here as well. And Anthony, welcome as well. Hi, Cap. Welcome, welcome.
Hi
Thanks for coming and
Anthony.
joining the show, Anthony. All right. So yes, back to this question over here. How do you achieve work-life balance when in Singapore? Like it was ranked the second most overworked city in the world. How do you plan to do that?
Okay, yeah, indeed, Singapore was the number two most overworked city in the world, and I recently saw an article. It also the number one most hectic country in the world. So so I personally do suffer from overwork and burnout quite a few times, and I have gotten into hospital twice because of that.
Wow.
So actually, that gave me a wake up call. So actually, if I would suggest to my fellow practitioner lah, probably to relook into your business if you feel that you are being burned out or even probably being overworked. Look into your current business and then see what is taking bulk of your time in your business. I feel that our main priority should be more of advising, planning, and building relationship with our clients. So if let's say the things that taking bulk of time is the routine admin work, then what you can do is that buy time. Buy time by employing someone else to assist you with the administrative work. And if it is the knowledge that you're lacking, for example, you're not strong in certain topics or not strong in certain area, probably what you can do is that speak to a fellow practitioner, speak to your manager, or speak to your colleagues. They're able to give you a crash course on a topic that you're unfamiliar with. That will cut down your learning curve by quite a bit. Because I do occasionally, me myself, I also do get quite a few calls from my fellow practitioner calling me and asking me about topics that I'm stronger in. So me myself, sometimes for things that I'm not strong in, I also will seek help from the people who are stronger in that area. So probably with that, it can help me to probably cut down on time that spent on this area, and I can spend more time on with my loved one. And I try to make it an effort that on the weekends, I try not to schedule any appointment. And if let's say unless it's a very, very urgent call and my client is hospital and they really need some advice and help, then probably I will assist them. If it's not urgent, I will try to wait until Monday, then I will try to reply to the message or reply to the email.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I have a
that's how
question
you
over
can do it.
here, right?
Yeah.
Right. So because you're saying this is the achieve work-life balance, and I think it does definitely take a lot of effort to make sure that the time, your time is well protected, the energy is well protected by outsourcing and not say outsourcing, delegating work
Yeah.
that you could have done, but you're just delegating someone else to do it for you, so that you are free up mentally and time wise, a lot of resource wise to focus on what you're good at. Now,
Yeah.
the question I have over here for you next one is when were you hospitalized? Which was the year you hospitalized?
2017. 2017.
17. Okay, so in
And then
17. Okay.
yeah, it's correct. Sorry.
Okay. So 2017 was the year that it was down. So was it how much did you overwork at then? Because clearly that was the year that you wasn't included in your MDRT and COT. So did you work very hard? So what did you really do to cause you to go to hospital?
Okay, back then, like I mentioned, I tried to retreat my business model at 2017 also. So that is the year that I'm thinking about business. How can I do better? How can I service my client better? And then I come up with a lot of new initiatives. Like for example, I told you I track the claims that I help my clients. I go down personally to even deliver certain documents to my clients, and the administrative in terms of email and follow up with claims. All these I do it personally. So back then I was like doing everything that I can do to probably improve my service standard to my clients. So I overwork in a way is that even weekends when after my appointment late at night, like 11 p.m., 12 midnight, or even 1 a.m., I'm still in front of my computer replying to some emails. Yeah, so back then I have a fever, and then I just still keep working. I didn't really rest and take a break off. So that's how I got fainted at home, and back then my girlfriend, which is now my wife, brought me to hospital. So I was in the hospital for probably three days, 2 nights. Yeah. So it's just for me to get my body get that enough rest back then.
Okay.
Yeah, and then second time was at 2020. Yeah, was I think I think it's during the pandemic years, just after the circuit breaker. So probably back then when the circuit breaker is lifted. So when I share with you, there's a lot of clients look for me, referral coming for me. So I was like, wow, so many business suddenly. Back then was like first few months, circuit breaker, no business. So I thought that, okay, I push myself to meet up with more clients. So I try to arrange appointment on the weekends and even on evening and morning. I wake up early to do all my email and follow up and stuff. So that is how I got into hospital again. So now it's really a wake up call for me to have this work-life balance, because I'm proceeding to my next stage of my life. My wife is currently pregnant, so I'm going to parenthood soon.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Congrats.
So this work-life balance is going to be more important for me in coming years, coming season of my life.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing from you is that you worked very hard in 2017, and then afterwards you weren't able to achieve the goals, the MDRT, the goal. So even if you work hard, doesn't necessarily means you will get the result you want, right? It's about really very much about working smart and maintaining your energy. And then of course, I think but even the pandemic one, that one I think is a special circumstance because it was like everybody couldn't do. So the pandemic is really a very special circumstance that none of us would have expected. And then it's like a whole bunch of people that so Anthony Jenkins over here saying congratulations on that, and Christina,
Thanks.
Congrats as well. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you so much, guys. Thank you. All right, so we're all happy for you, Leon. So yeah, so working very hard doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be successful financially. It is choosing the right work that you're good at, and of course focusing on the customers that you can properly serve, which is what you have done, and therefore got you
Yeah.
the results you got so far. All right. So am I right?
Yeah, that's right. And also, probably you need to give some time because by putting hard work, sometimes you need some time for your. I always believe like you're sowing a seed. When you sow a seed, the seed will immediately become a plant or even become a harvest for you. You need some time, some water for it to grow. Yeah, so even you're
Hmm.
putting the hard work, it doesn't mean that you immediately within the next 1 month or that year you'll see that result. Like what I did back then, 2017. Yeah.
Hmm. That,
So my result came in at 2020.
right. Okay.
And
Okay. That
that's
means
in
you do.
2021.
Awesome. That means it does take time. I think I can't remember the quote, but I think it was Warren Buffett who said something along the lines of, you can't, just because you have more, it doesn't mean you have more stuff. Like for example, you can't get a pregnant woman to produce a child 9 months faster by having more ladies or whatever. I can't remember the
Yeah.
exact math, but the whole concept is that you still need the passage of time. And I
Yeah.
think when it comes to business, in order to be successful in business, having the passage of time. But like what you said earlier, in one of during introduction, it having consistent action, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right.
like consistently meeting out with different people, new clients, getting referrals, consistently serving the ones you have, just doing the consistent stuff, but also delegating the work that someone else could do better on your behalf will free you to do the things that you can do much
Yeah,
better.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we are coming close to we're 40 minutes in. All right. So I think time passes by really quickly. We're having fun. So I'm learning a lot. So now this question I have for you over here, guys. By the way, guys, if any of you have any questions, those who are watching right now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask Leon because now we have him over here. We're gonna have some fun together with him because it won't just be my show. It was also a show with you. You come here, just chit chat together with me. Any questions? As you can tell, I'm very happy to show any questions, any screens, any comments on the screen. So if any questions, feel free to ask. I think Leon should be ready to deal with these questions. He might not be in a sense, but he's a knight, in shining armor. He'll be able to take on anything he has to anyway. So anyway, coming back over here. So if you have to share one key idea, okay, to impact 1 million people, what would that be? The reason I ask this question is because it is not hard to imagine that in our lifetime, in the course of our lifetime, we can impact 1,000 people. It's not hard to imagine that. And in turn, those 1,000 people can impact another 1,000 people. So that means 1,000 times 1,000 is 1 million, right? So because of that, uh, if you had one key idea that you would use to share with 1,000 people that can lead to 1 million, what would that one key idea be?
Okay, this is actually quite a tough question, but then let me try to answer that. I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Okay, so let me start. Okay, so right now, imagine our life right now is a journey. Okay, this journey probably has stopovers and multiple places that you want to visit during this life journey. So this destination are place we have never been before. Like when we are traveling to unknown places or even new countries, we always will take out our so-called GPS. And GPS will able to locate our current location and route us to destination we are heading to with the shortest route or even the shortest time to reach there. So if without this GPS, I believe like most of us nowadays will get lost, or even we did manage to find our way, will probably take longer than expected time. Or some of us may even take a dangerous route to reach our destination. So right now is that I want to say that as a financial advisor, we are the financial GPS. Some of these destinations that you want to go, the milestone in your life, for example, buying your first car, buying your first house, planning to get married, or even having children, starting your own business, or even achieving your ideal type of retirement. As a financial GPS, we are able to use the tool to understand where you are currently at, like how a GPS will do, and also recommend how long it will take for you to reach your financial destination. And then we also recommend route that it's a safe route that's within your reach, and we are able to warn you of like potential pothole, road bumps, or even if you cross the speed limit. Sometimes you drive, you know that sometimes you may cross the speed limit and your GPS will also notify you. So if you do not have this financial GPS, I would suggest that please do engage one to speak to a financial advisor. I believe with this financial GPS, they were able to help you to journey through your life, journey through this life, reach your destination safely and also on time. And also to my fellow petitioner, based on the above analogy I've given, we need to ensure that we did a proper fact finding to ensure that we determine the current location of our clients and then able to recommend or calculate a suitable route for them to reach their financial destination. So take note that financial advisory actually is not a one-time off process. It requires multiple assurance to our clients. Like for example, when there's a potential road hazard, a potential roadblocks, or even there's a crash or accident nearby, I believe as a GPS, they will notify you. So same for us as a financial advisor, we need to notify our clients, give them the assurance. And even though sometimes the clients may be just taking one straight road to reach their destination, we also need to so-called occasionally give them some form of assurance in a way that, actually you're taking a road. You just need to travel how many kilometers more, then you'll reach your destination. So this is through regular financial review with your client that you are able to give this assurance to them. So I strongly urge that my fellow financial practitioner to see ourselves as like a financial GPS that we can help our clients to reach their destination. So I'm not sure does the idea really impact a million's life, but then that's how I will describe it.
That's a great idea, man. I think in order, like, kind of like a GPS, like exactly what you said, it's just like, it's like, like turn left, right? After this road is congested, afterwards it will reroute for you, okay? Then
Yeah,
afterwards, if you keep, and the interesting thing about GPS, right, is that, if you miss the thing, right, it just reroutes you around back to the location. It won't like, it's like 5 minutes, 10, like 100 meters, 100 meters, you are your destination, you miss your destination, hey, you stupid. No, they won't say things like that, right? It's not going to like, hey, stupid, turn around. I think a lot of people tend to make the mistake, when they are
yeah.
like, they kind of blame themselves, they're not hitting a goal, but a GPS works pretty much just in a way. It's like, they just reroute you back so they can get back to their destination,
Yes.
no matter how off track you are. And it also can forewarn you ahead of, like, there's congestion and whatever kind of stuff. So that's a very good idea. Thank you for sharing the GPS concept. I think that's something that I remember about that.
Yeah, that's hope that you help people to remember about that. So for those who have not engaged a financial advisor, do probably engage one. So I believe that with their help, you're able to reach your financial goal or your financial destination on time. Most important, on time and safely. We do not want to
Mm.
take dangerous route or even speeding queues. So when
Yeah.
we say speeding is like taking excessive risk to reach your destination.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right. So I'm learning a lot and I appreciate your time as well. Now, if for anybody who wants to connect with you, right, where can they go to learn more if they want to find out more from you as well?
Okay, currently right now I'm still building my personal web page, so actually the link is not yet up. But then
Mhm.
since we are doing this live session on Facebook, so actually please do feel free to connect with me through my Facebook lah. So I think you can search for me, my name Leon Loa, and you just put Loa Kian behind. You should be able to find me because I try to do a search. There's only one search result that came out. So do feel free to DM me at my Facebook. So if you want to speak to me about anything relating to financial advisory or want some advice about this career, just let me know. I'm very happy to give you some advice also.
Fantastic. Okay, so once more, guys, those of you who want to connect with him, with Leon, okay, you can see on the screen over here, facebook.com/leonloa.kianming. Facebook.com/LEONLWLUA. Let me say it again. LEONLUA.KIANMENG. All right, so that's how I can connect with him. And yeah, so great advice again from Anthony over here. He's sharing over here. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
your
Anthony.
comment over here, Anthony. All right, so oops, this was another comment, but it is true that it is a new one. So thank you, Leon, for sharing your expertise. Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Yolanda, for saying that. All right. So yeah. So okay. Before we end, because we're hitting close to the hour, right? We're hitting the 50-minute mark. Right. So any closing words from you?
Okay, yeah, I just want to give a word of encouragement probably to fellow practitioners, self-employed, or even coaches out there, lah. I always believe in sowing seed. So I will say this is that continue to sow your seed during the bad days and also in the good days, lah. For you may not know which one will succeed or both will do equally well also. So don't find a reason for you not to sow. If you do not sow, you will not be able to reap your harvest in time to come. So, like just now I mentioned earlier on, even if you do put in the hard work, do give yourself some time for your seed to grow into your harvest. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you for sharing that. That's an awesome. So definitely seed time and harvest, right? You need some time to plant the seed, and then of course continue watering it and keep planting those seeds. Thank you for sharing those
Yeah.
closing words, Leon. Appreciate you so much. Okay, so thank you once again, Leon, for your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yes,
Asher.
we appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me also.
All right.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
we'll catch you again,
For-
Leon. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, thank you so much for staying on together with me. Okay, so we have come to the end of the show now. Before we go, if you haven't yet done so, please do me a favor and follow me at @isashao on Facebook and on YouTube, right? So this is why I stream, and that's why I have some fun together. And yes, Dr. Yolanda, thank you so much as well. Appreciate you for coming and spending time together with me. So follow me here. And if you want to be a guest here on the Starting Million Show, feel free to reach out to me as well, comment guest, or just again message me, because if you're watching this, my name is somewhere. Feel free to reach out over there. And also, if you happen to be a coach, consultant, or content creator, and you want to learn how to make money using the knowledge you have, the expertise you have, and create a show, something like this, to showcase your value, demonstrate your expertise, and to attract the kind of people that you want into your world, join my free group over here at significantstrategy.com/free group, right? Or while you're watching this, if you go to my page on the very top of my banner, you can click on that and you can come to my group. All right. So with that said, that's all I have. Once more, thank you for nice words from Christina. Thank you, Leon, and appreciate you for that. Thank you, Asher. Appreciate you that. Priscilla, thank you, Asher, for having Leon. It's my pleasure. I hope, boss, that Leon did a good job. Okay, so he definitely did a good job. All right. So yeah, he did a good job, and I won't add anything else to that. Okay, so Cindy over here, thank you, Leon and Asher, thank you, every single one of you for coming, joining in the show. And with that said, that's it, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.